It's October 1st, and I'm really excited about this day. I mean, I love all starts to the month and starts to the week. There's just something so refreshing about it. But this is also one of my little special mini holidays. It doesn't really have an official name. I call it different things at different times. But essentially, what this is a little mini holiday for me that I started celebrating a few years ago. And all it is a day that I take and I try to add in a little bit more rest, relaxation, and focus on gratitude, because this is the start of the last quarter of the year and it is right before the deep rush into the holiday season here in the United States. And this is one of my favorite holiday seasons, period. I really enjoy Halloween. I love the gothic stories and some of the scary stories that come together, and then you have Thanksgiving, which can be just such a wonderful and blessed time, and then Christmas and all that signifies spiritually and with family and culturally. It's, yes, there's commercialism, and yes, people are trying to make as much money off of this as they can, but still, I really enjoy this time. But it does get hectic. It can get very crazy in terms of scheduling and trying to be with family and friends and take care of everyone and make sure all of the needs are met and stay healthy. It really can be challenging. So this is sort of my, I suppose you could call it antidote for that, or preparation for it, whatever you want to call it. And if you'd like to join me, you're more than welcome to. Now, I am hoping that maybe I can do a little video that's just a bit more involved, that maybe has some different shots that explains what all I do on this day. It's not particularly complicated. It's mostly enjoying books, spending some special time, preparing a meal for my husband, and we're going to watch a movie tonight, and being more intentional about that rest and that gratitude. Probably the biggest task that's in addition to this is I try to come up with 100 specific things that I'm grateful for and why I'm grateful for them, because I know that really helps me to slow down and to see that, yeah, there's a lot of really good things that are happening. So like I said, I'm going to try to do that video. However, I know how life tends to go, and it may not go the way that I want it to, and I don't want to miss out on doing this. Because as I've been trying to do the batching stuff, and then I didn't do the daily vlogging and talking to the camera, and I know I mentioned this before, but I am definitely noticing a sharp difference in how I feel in front of the camera when I take those breaks, because I seem to fall backwards into old thinking habits. So I have made note of that. As far as the other vlogs in general, I am going to keep working on them. I had a NaNoWriMo series that I was planning to start releasing earlier. In fact, I got one video up, and then things went wrong. And I heard that there is an upload feature, which I'm going to be learning to take advantage of, so I can just go ahead and upload those. But the problem that went wrong actually had nothing to do with those. It was actually me going, oh my goodness, I can't believe I made these videos. These videos are garbage. But instead of throwing them out, I actually set them aside and agreed to give myself a few days to come back to them and look at them. I'm still not 100% happy with them, and I am debating whether or not I'm just going to completely redo them. We shall see. But I do want to continue with the NaNoWriMo series, and I'm thinking I'm just going to make myself upload the videos and let it go. They are not perfect. I cannot be perfect. That's okay. This is an exercise in imperfection, like everything in life. But I think it would probably be better if I just pushed through that. And, I mean, it's not like they're atrocious. I just wanted it to be more and better, and yes. So, be on the lookout for those. I had hoped to have them in evenly distributed videos over the weeks, so that, each week has, a theme, but then I was going over the particular questions and the issues and such, and they aren't evenly divided into themes. And then I also, in the last one, said, okay, this will probably be the last one I do on ideas, and I came up with so many other great ideas, including a really fun one for how to create a potential interlocking fantasy series that is not just relying necessarily on your standard cliches. And I thought, okay, I will put those toward the end. So pay no attention to me when I say that this will be most likely the last one I do on ideas, because I changed my mind in between filming and freaking out and setting the videos aside. Now, going on to the writing, because I'm much more excited to talk about that, it's continuing to go really well. And I will say I really was glad that I took the month of September to wrap up as many of my projects as I could. Now, I still have a bunch, and I think I probably always will. It's so easy to start projects and that amazing adrenaline rush and all the ideas that come along as you think of incredible things that you can do. Just really great. So, yeah, I'm thinking I may need to shift my goals to, woman, you have to finish this many before you may start another, and then I'm gonna go all, no, 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 no. I will 100% start whatever I want, whenever I want, and you will deal with it, and you will find a way to put it into your schedule. Which, my schedule doesn't work on paper. Anyway, it was, one of the really good things that came out of this, of course, is that today the pre-order link goes live for The Witching Hour, which is an urban legend retelling that will be released October 23rd. And this is another anthology that I am participating in. In fact, this is where What Sleep Hid is going to be. Now, it is coming out on October 23rd, and I need to hustle and finish up those stories that I said were going to be done, because they are not done. I know I finished a lot of things in September, but of course it wasn't the ones that are due this month. Why would I do that? I don't always do the best things to put myself into a good strategic position. But I'm excited about it. I do have the outlines at least, and I have part of it done. It's more of just sit yourself down, you're going to focus here. No, new projects. But I'm really excited for this anthology. I've been able to read a few of the stories in it, and there's some really great ones. There's some great scary ones, and there's actually at least one, maybe more, that is a sweet, spooky romance. And I so enjoyed it. The author is very talented. I am going to talk about these stories more in depth later, and yeah, it'll be a great anthology. And it's coming out at the perfect time for scary stories, and yes, good times all around. Now, in terms of other writing, I actually, I saw a friend post about how someone wrote 22 books in a year, and it was impossible. Now, whenever I hear that something's impossible, I tend to prick up and think, is this a possible new goal? And most of the time, well, yes, it could be, but really you shouldn't be getting involved in this. Really, you have other things that you need to be doing. I don't know why. The impossible really calls to me because I like breaking that. It's just incredible. And in this case, it's actually not impossible because I know of other people who have done it, and I have written 22 drafts in a year. However, I have not finished 22 novels in a year. And so I told my husband, and I said, you know what? I think I'm going to do this, maybe, starting in January. And his response was much less amused and much less excited than I was, and he looked at me like, 22 novels in a year, and are you giving up anything else? Well, no, of course not. And then he started mentioning some of the specific plans that I had for next year and what I wanted to do, and so they're like, okay, I know, but it sounded like such a nice number. I mean, I thought it was a little bit of a step down because, okay, technically, if you really wanted to do this to make it interesting, because that's 2.3 novels, no, that is one novel every 2.3 weeks. I don't know, it sounds really challenging, and I mean, we could make it even, and so it's a novel every 2 weeks, but I'm trying to listen. I really am trying to listen, and I know I'm going to become exhausted at points, and I'm not going to feel great at points, and things are going to happen, and there's just life, and it is busy, and it keeps intruding on my storytelling time. And so I thought, okay, well, maybe I'll look for something that's a little bit more reasonable, maybe a little bit more manageable, and sure enough, this fellow fantasy writer named Jason Hamilton is actually hosting his own challenge. He actually just intended to share about it in one of the writing groups where I participate. And he's doing 12 books in a year. Now, how fantastic is this? There is now a new community where people are going to be pushing themselves, they're going to be challenging themselves, and yes, I am very excited about this. So I'm going to do it. And I think that's going to be amazing. And I want to finish 12 books. Now, their rules are the, 40,000 word minimum, but it sounds like, from when he was talking, like if you're doing novellas or short stories, you can combine the words so that it comes out. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to complete 12 full novels in that period. And it's really the completion that is the big key there. Now, I don't know that I can pay for editing, and that's not required in the group challenge. if I could publish 12 books in a single year, 12 novels. Actually, I'd like to do 25, but or 20. But my dear husband, again, he makes some very good points, and I don't believe in skimping on paying for editors and such like that. So, finishing them will have to do for now. Anyway, I hope that you are having an absolutely wonderful day, that your October 1st has started quite well, and if you're able to, that you'll be able to join in this little mini holiday with me. This little guy, Thor, will be joining in it as well. He likes getting attention, and now he can see himself in the camera. Well, maybe. Anyway, feel free to tell me what you're going to be up to this month, and if you are able to take some special time to enjoy this day, feel free to tell me what that is. So you have a great time, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.